Hello, and welcome to our Pride and Wellbeing Assembly. June is Pride Month, and we wanted to celebrate it by talking about how we can bring together looking after our well-being with a Pride theme. In this assembly, we will remind ourselves of what Pride is and how it started. And then we will be thinking about the NHS's 5 steps to well-being, but with a Pride twist. So before we begin, we just wanted to tell you a little bit about ourselves. We are school wellbeing practitioners and we work in different ways. We work directly with young people who might be experiencing anxiety or low mood, and we use something called a guided self-help approach. We also offer workshops and groups around things that can affect young people's emotional well-being, such as exam stress and sleep.
Pride Month takes place from the 1st to the 30th of June, and people across the world come together to celebrate LGBTQIA+ members of our communities. Pride Month is a great opportunity for schools to explore the history of the LGBTQIA+ rights movement and to celebrate diversity and difference in the whole school community. Pride is celebrated in the month of June, as that was the month when the Stonewall riots took place. The Stonewall riots were important protests that took place in 1969 in the US. That changed gay rights for lots of people in America and around the world. Pride is a celebration of people coming together in love and friendship to show how far LGBTQI+ rights have come and how in some places there's still work to be done. So why is this important? Research has shown that lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, intersex and asexual young people are over 2.5 times more likely to have a mental health problem than those who identify as heterosexual. Being LGBTQIA+ does not mean that a younger person will have a mental health problem. The majority of LGBTQI+ young people do not, and many feel that they can cope with the ups and downs of everyday life. However, identifying as part of the LGBTQIA+ community can lead to unique challenges in growing up and as an adult, including fears about coming out, worries about being accepted by friends and family, and the impact of prejudice and discrimination.
It is important to remember why Pride exists and the struggles that people who identify as LGBTQIA+ may face as a result of discrimination in society. I'm just going to read the quote on this slide. There is no question that the way we as a society respond to the sexual orientation or gender identity of others is often detrimental to their mental health. It is profoundly wrong that people we know and love fear rejection from their friends and families and feel vulnerable to abuse and fear violence simply because of their sexual identity. Being accepted is a human need. It is not a privilege to have that need met, but a basic right, one from which all other opportunities flow. When we can all assert our sexual and gender identity, and when we have the respect we need to feel proud of who we are, we will have a fairer society. And this quote is from Peter Fongi from the Anna Freud Centre.
So as we have seen, people who identify as LGBTQI+ may face bigger challenges with looking after their mental health due to the discrimination in society. That's why today we're going to talk about the NHS 5 steps to wellbeing, but with a Pride twist. So these tips are for everyone, so those who identify as LGBTQI+, as well as how allies can support their friends and learn and celebrate the things that make us all different.
The first step to well-being is to take notice. Paying more attention to the present moment can improve your mental well-being. This includes your thoughts and feelings, your body, and the world around you. So this Pride Month and beyond, take notice of what's happening around you to celebrate Pride. So this might include looking around for different flags or posters or any celebrations that might be happening locally. Maybe looking out for the Pride flag near Islington Town Hall. And maybe thinking about whether you can visit some LGBTQIA+ promoting businesses, and maybe even looking out for the inclusive flag. Connecting with others is really important for well-being to create a sense of belonging and self-worth. Have you ever felt a bit better after break time with your friends or spending time with loved ones? Connecting with others is really key for our well-being and our emotional support. Good relationships are really important for our well-being, as again, they can help us to create a sense of belonging and also increase our self-worth. They also provide us with an opportunity to share positive experiences, and it also provides us with emotional support and also allows you to support others as well. And one thing that you could maybe do this Pride Month is to look for different social groups around your area that might provide you with a safe space. For anyone in particular who identifies as LGBTQIA+, there are lots of schools and colleges in particular that will have these types of groups, and they can really be useful for helping you to connect with others. I just wanted to point out as well the Mosaic LGBT plus Young Persons Trust, and this is a space where you may be able to meet other LGBTQIA plus people who are aged 18 and under. And this particular trust involves weekly clubs, cultural outings, retreats, and many more things as well. And you can find out a bit more about this on their website just by searching it.
So we're always learning new things without even realizing it. Learning new things can be a great way to boost self-esteem and confidence. It's particularly important to learn about different identities, and one way to do this is to listen to each other's stories with openness and curiosity. You can learn more about Pride by researching the origins of Pride and the Stonewall riots in New York in 1969. As you're walking around Islington or on the way to school, look out for these plaques. They delve into Islington's rich LGBTQIA+ history. You can scan the QR code if you have your phone to learn more. So this one is at Sadler's Wells Theatre and talks about the 1991 Black Queer Fierce Festival, celebrating the contributions of Black gay men in the arts. Find out more at the Islington's Pride website. Many people find that moving their body is a great way to feel good. There are many ways to express and celebrate your identity through movement and sports. There are many LGBTQIA+ friendly boxing classes, dance classes to try when you're an adult in the area. But for now, how can you express and celebrate you through movement? So there is a video of some non-binary dancers talking about what it's like to express themselves in this way. And feel free to watch the video in your tutor time after this.
The final step to well-being is giving to others. Research suggests that acts of giving and kindness can help to improve your mental well-being by creating positive feelings and creating a sense of reward, by giving you a feeling of purpose and self-worth, and helping you to connect with other people. This Pride Month and beyond, you can give and be kind by working to be an ally. Think of an ally as an action rather than a label. If you see or hear any anti-LGBTQIA+ comments or jokes, it's not just about ignoring them or not making them yourself. To be an ally, you need to let your friends and family know that you find it offensive. Or if this feels difficult, you can talk to an adult that you trust, as this is also a way to intervene. It takes all members of society to make true acceptance and respect happen. And your open and consistent support will hopefully lead to, as an example, to others. We form human connections through language. The majority of us respect when someone changes their nickname. And by accommodating LGBTQIA+ people's names and pronouns, this is no different. If you're unsure of someone's pronoun or label, just ask them respectfully. When meeting new people, try integrating inclusive language into your regular conversations by using gender-neutral terms such as partner, for example. And keep an eye on any unintentional offensive language that you may use every day. And thinking about times where you may have accidentally assumed someone's label, having a conversation with someone who's transgender or non-binary and intentionally using the wrong pronoun can happen. So don't panic. The best thing that you can do is apologize and correct yourself with something along the lines of, I'm sorry, that wasn't the word I was meant to use. I'm trying to be a better ally and learn the right terminology, but I'm still working on it. If you hear me misuse something, I'd really appreciate it if you could let me know. So that could be a good example if you're ever in that situation to use. Likely, the person you are talking to will know that this process of unlearning is new to you and will appreciate your honesty and effort. So being there for each other and checking in. So checking in on your friends and asking how they are is really important. Be curious and take the time to listen to their perspective. And this is really important in, developing your relationship with them and also being able to understand one another. We are all different and unique and can always learn. So if you're worried about a friend, it is important that you talk to an adult that you trust and not take on too much yourself. Here are some organisations that have websites with lots of information about support. You can also check them out to find out a little bit more about Pride. So some of the ones here on this slide include Switchboard. This is a national LGBTQIA+ support line, which is available to anyone across the country. And they are very good at supporting people with things that are related to sexuality and gender identity. We've also got The Mix, which is one of the UK's leading support services for young people that can help with a variety of challenges that young people might face. And this includes things from mental health to things such as homelessness. We also have Mosaic, which we spoke about a little bit earlier. And this is, again, just another support service which is available to young people, and they are also quite local as well in Islington. We also have the Proud Trust. So the Proud Trust is another LGBT youth charity which empowers young people to be proud of who they are. It's very important to reach out and get support if you are struggling with anything that we've touched on in this assembly today, or anything that's related to your well-being. Here are some of the people or organisations that you can contact if you are in need of support. So you could talk to an adult that you trust. You could speak to your GP. You could also seek support from CAMHS or Kooth, which is an online counselling service. And you could also speak to your head of year and also your pastoral manager. And if you would like support from the school wellbeing service, you can speak to, again, your head of year or pastoral manager for a bit more information about this. And you also have Childline and Switchboard, who we mentioned earlier. But if you are in need of support, please do reach out.